the Italians acknowledging the fact that if you borrow big sums of money, every one of those 27 governments have to acknowledge to some degree, I think that the message is being made, they will have to pay it back.
Look, perfection doesn't exist in this world. I'm not so arrogant as to think that the Italian government was perfect, but going back, I would do the same again. For us to severely limit constitutional freedoms was a critical decision that we had to consider very carefully. If I had suggested a lockdown or a restriction of constitutional rights at the beginning, when there were the first clusters, people would have taken me for a madman.
I'm Claudia Anna. I'm 49 years old. I'm German and I live with my two children, 10 and 15 years old, in Italy. I earn my living with teaching. I teach German online to Italian and Spanish nurses who are going to work in German hospitals after an 8-month language course. Before the arrival of coronavirus in Italy, I also had been earning some money with my little bed and breakfast. But there isn't any tourist around at the moment. And honestly, I fear that this year there won't be anyone traveling around neither. Another fear, it's a personal fear, is that I can't travel to Germany this summer to see my parents and my brothers and sisters. I fear that my right to move will be restricted in future. There are Italians who want to quit the European Union. I hope that that will not happen.
Yes, in a way, we've been here before. History can teach us some lessons. One of the things which presaged the fall of the Roman Empire is that when it was threatened by the barbarian invasions, the provinces which comprised it began squabbling among themselves over how to respond. Each tried to defend its own position. The empire fragmented, and then divide and conquer kicked in as the shards that remained became easy pickings for the attackers. The Roman Empire casts a long shadow over the West, and it has filled the Western mind ever since. Today, some 16 centuries later, a new invader, this time the silent foe of a virus, threatens to break up Europe once more. But it's not military defeat, but economic collapse, which is now staring Europe in the face.
Myself and other European leaders need to rise to the challenge. And there's no doubt that if our response isn't strong and unified, if Europe fails to come up with a monetary and financial policy adequate for the biggest challenge since the Second World War, for sure, not only Italians, but European citizens will be deeply disappointed.
My hopes of what will come out of the pandemic. I hope people will find solutions. People all around the world will find solutions to the changes caused by the virus.
The European Union now faces an existential threat. If the governments that comprise it can't agree a common strategy to deal with the risk of economic collapse, the Union will probably break up. Its leaders thus have a choice. Do they make the sacrifices required to keep their house united and stand together? Or do they each try to grab their own corner, to please their own electorates, and then watch the whole edifice come crashing down around them? The world watches and waits.